Hey, Sports Fury Nation, are you ready for the win-loss season predictions for the Atlanta Falcons? Joining us is none other than David in Atlanta. Welcome, David, to the Sports Fury. Welcome back.
The pleasure is all yours.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of fun last time you were on here for the breakdown of the division. And now we're going to get into season predictions.
We're going to go from week 1 all the way to 17.
Yep.
David,
you like my jerseys?
I see all your gear there.
Are you ready for football?
I see the Falcons game right behind you.
What?
Oh my
yeah,
yeah,
this is the Falcons game.
The Falcons, the Packers, got Matt Ryan, got the wide receiver in the white.
Yeah, the number 11. That's what we call him.
How happy are you that Julio Jones is now out there? He's done with his whole spiel with the
holdout didn't last that long.
Yeah, he's out there. He's happy now. Yep. He's good to go.
So now you're going to put me on the spot about that one. I mean, to be quite honest, I stand by my convictions on what I said.
You're right.
That I was
you're
right.
right.
But I will say this though: we need him on our team.
Yeah.
In order to win a Super Bowl.
Sure.
And he's still part of the team. I just handle things, like everybody's got the right to stand their ground on something they firmly believe in. And just because I'm not mentioning them, it doesn't mean I don't, love to do that on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of like when Michael Vick had his issue. I supported Michael Vick on the field, but then when that issue happened off the field, I disagreed with it. But he served his time, and then he came back, and now once the wide receiver, in my mind, serves his time, then I'll talk about him again. So, yeah.
Okay.
It all worked out. Now,
for now.
Falcons fans.
Yeah.
You guys, last year, you finished third in the division at 10-6.
That's not bad.
I know you guys are feeling a little worrisome about Sarkisian as an offensive coordinator.
Yep.
The red zone efficiency went way down last year compared to what it was just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, can things turn around going into 2018? The Falcons are one of the one of the best teams in the NFC.
They should be.
They have one of the least amount of holes on an NFL team.
Yeah.
So Falcons fans should be very optimistic and excited for this year.
Very.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
you're asking my opinion on how I feel?
Yeah. Are you optimistic?
Are you?
Or are you still a little worried about Sarkisian, bringing you guys down a bit?
Yeah.
Well, this is what some people try to make a point of. They were talking about Sarkisian going to his second year, and he stinks and he sucks, and even I've said that.
Yeah.
But also on the flip side, you have to. Can you still see me? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
We see you.
Okay. You have to understand that Kyle Shanahan had his issues his first year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's very true. Kyle Shanahan in the first year, it took him a while for Matt Ryan to kind of get the playbook down. So
yeah.
And they got to get comfortable with each other.
And I'll say
he turned it around. So
yeah,
if
and I'd say
Kyle Shanahan can do it, so can Sarkisian.
Yeah.
I'd say the weakest link out of the Atlanta Falcons is Sarkisian. If he can be even decent as a play caller, sky's the limit for the Falcons out of the NFC, and they're going to need it because the NFC is stacked.
It's going to be a tough conference this year.
It is stacked.
Yes,
stacked.
it is.
But I'm glad you mentioned that weak link because no matter the situations and the issues in the playoff game and during the season, he was the reason why we lost the Super Bowl. So, the divisional game against the Eagles. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Something about play calling, offensive coordinators the last 2 years in the playoffs, Super Bowl and the Eagles that cost us.
Yeah.
Where are we picking offensive coordinators from?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we picking them from?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you want to give Sarkisian another year, right? He came out of a college system and over there in Alabama where it was very conservative, right? They relied on their defense and running the ball. So maybe this year give him a little bit of less leash, and maybe he lets it go and get Julio involved in the red zone, please. For fantasy.
Otherwise, get him out of there.
Yeah.
If this year, you guys, if he has the same kind of year, somewhat like he was last year, bye.
Don't want to waste the years of Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
No,
you do not want to waste their years.
And then your wide receiving core this year, adding Calvin Ridley to go with Julio Jones.
I love that pick.
Woo!
I loved it. What'd you think about him? Do you like him? Do you think he's going to be able to replace him? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it's okay. I got a chance to see him up close at Flowery Branch the other day. If you guys who watch this haven't already, check my channel, sub David in Atlanta. See all the cool videos that I got, the up close videos, live streams, etc. coming your way. But I got a nice up close shot at the players at Flowery Brand. So, and I got really like right there in front of me, and he made a nice catch on a little corner catch. But it wasn't anybody covering him, but it was still pretty cool. He seems that pretty good game. So.
Yeah. So the point is, Sarkisian, if you're watching somehow, you have too many weapons to not get the job done. Yeah. So with that, let's get in to the Atlanta Falcons 2018 season prediction win-losses.
We start off with a big one.
Yeah.
They start off with the very first game of the season against
your rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. David, they're going to be raising their banner there at the link. They are going to be really hyped. You're on the road to start off the season, to start off the entire NFL season on Thursday night. What do you have here? Do you have the Falcons going in there and upsetting Philadelphia's raising the banner night?
Is that a trick question? Honestly, I mean, I'm going to be real as I can be. On the scheduled predictions, because I'm one, throughout the years, I'm not going to predict. I don't normally do prediction videos or predictions here week by week. I never really been one to do that. But for this special occasion, on the Sports Fury with Josh and Sean, while we're taking our favorite beverage down, I will do the predictions for this schedule. And I couldn't think of a better opponent for our first game, because I firmly believe that we gave the Eagles that game. The one for Steve Sarkisian. The Eagles fans want to talk about that previous one for a quick second. They said they want to talk about luck and all that. Well, if I remember correctly, 4 boneheaded play calls, and then we have a Keanu O'Neal butt interception that got tipped up and caught. If I remember correctly, the Eagles got some breaks in that game, and no matter who was quarterback, and the Eagles only won by 5 points. But this game, I love the idea of going up to Philly, so they can take care of their Super Bowl, and get their hoo-ha's in and get all pumped up and all that for the game. And then the ATL roll right in there and put a mud hole stomping in them. And then leave. And if everything works out, I told y'all off camera, 50-50 chance that yours truly will be invading Lincoln Financial Field.
Ooh,
and if I'm able to pull that off, first of all, the guys that I watch on YouTube definitely got to get together. But don't blame me. Don't blame me when I leave that 1-0 record. I feel like
so you're gonna be their lucky charm, right?
I honestly feel like the defense is going to come to play. I believe it's going to be a tough ball game, because the Eagles got, Ajay, I think running back, they got one of the best defense in the league, and they're going to be pumped up. So we'll see. But I like Atlanta winning.
Okay. So David has Atlanta winning here in week 1 to open the NFL season. Now, last year, if everyone remembers correctly, the Kansas City Chiefs opened the NFL season, upsetting the New England Patriots. Yeah. Is this going to happen this year, Sean?
Ooh, that's a big question, man. It's a tough one, but both these teams are great teams. But I do have them upsetting.
What?
I am picking Atlanta to win too.
Hey!
Because of that fact. Because it reminds me a lot of last year, right?
Okay.
Nobody thought the Chiefs had a chance, right? Everybody's like, Patriots are going to win this. And I remember I was sitting down watching that game.
So the Falcons have more of a chance than Kansas City did to upset.
I think so. I think they're a better team than the Chiefs, right? I think they got a
Well, I already see where this is going because Josh has proven before is a New Orleans Saints fan. So go ahead.
Exactly. No, I think the Falcons. I think there's going to be. It's not a knock against the Eagles, right? Eagles are right up there with the talent, right, of the Falcons. It's just a simple fact that there's going to be some distractions, right? There's going to be a lot of emotions. They're going to be thinking about that banner. They're going to be thinking about the rings. They're going to be like, oh, my God, we won our first championship. And still a young team. The Eagles are still a pretty young team. Carson Wentz, all those guys. So I'm going to go with the Falcons here to come in there, be fired up, and win this game.
So you're saying
I want Carson Wentz to play. I want Wentz to play. I don't want
Wentz is going to play.
Wentz is going to play. He's looking great in camp.
He's looking very good in training camp.
God.
Now, Sean is saying a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover here with distractions.
Yep.
I have the Eagles, unfortunately, Falcons fans, winning this week 1. There is no way Eagles are going to lose at home at the Link to the Falcons, raising that banner. There's not going to be no Super Bowl hangover.
Why?
You know why? Because this team, the way they won last year, they weren't
Right.
like riding this high horse. They were an underdog all the way. Even though they were a number 1 seed going to the playoffs, they had that underdog status. Hence when the dog mask and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, Nick Foles was a Super Bowl MVP. This is a team that is still hungry. They're going to go into this week, and I think it's going to be a good game. And I'm not going to say that the Falcons don't have a chance of winning. They absolutely do, because I think they are one of the best teams in the entire NFL. So, yes, you guys, this could be a win for the Falcons, but I have the Eagles winning here.
I personally think the Eagles are going to be overconfident, and I'm already sick and tired of most of their fan base. But what I want to do is, after every game that we talk about during the game, I want to give a couple shout-outs for each team that we play.
Sure.
Some video makers that I want you and your followers, to check out. And since we don't play the Chicago Bears, and this is going to be on your channel, okay, I'm going to make a bet with you, a friendly bet, that the Falcons beat the Eagles week 1. I want you, Josh, for the game of my choosing, to do a video for that week repping my Falcons on video for that 1 week. And if the Eagles win, I'll be your Bears fan for 1 week.
Okay, so if the Eagles lose to your Falcons, I have to make a video praising the Falcons and all their glory for taking that week 1 win, right? And then if I win,
no, it's not that. No, if the Falcons beat the Eagles in the first game, whatever game on the schedule that I want you to preview and be a fan of for that week, you have to do it for my team, no matter who we're playing. And I'll do the same. I'll do the same if the Eagles win. I'll be a Bears fan for a couple videos, a game of your choosing.
Okay. I'll take that bet. I'll do that. And I already know which game I want when I win. You're going to do that for the Green Bay Packers Chicago Bears game. So when I win the bet, that's the game that I want you to root for the Bears for. But I'll take that bet with you, David. That's a good bet.
I agree. And if Atlanta wins, what I want you to do is I want you to be a fan of my team against the team that I hate the most in the world, New Orleans Saints. That'll be New Orleans Saints.
Aren't you a fan of the Saints?
I'll do that.
How about that, sir?
Okay, that's a bet. That is a bet.
Yeah.
All right. This is getting good. We're only into week 1.
This has been awesome. Okay.
Yeah, but Sean's not out of it yet, though. Sean's not out of it yet, though. It's coming.
Oh,
I
know it's coming.
It's coming up soon, folks.
It's coming.
So week 1, David, Sean got Falcons. I got the Eagles. Yep. Let's go into week number 2. Falcons, their first home game of the season, going up against division rival, the Carolina Panthers. David, who wins this game?
Well, before I get to that, I forgot. Let me give a shout out to Nitro Freak of the Philadelphia Eagles. If you don't know, Eagle Fan for Life 17, who do videos. Jay Steiner doesn't do videos. Nitro Freak, Eagles Fan for Life 17. Definitely check out their channels, y'all. Jake Randall, he comments on my videos. Yep. Check these guys out representing. And Philadelphia for the Philadelphia Eagles. Carolina Panthers, that's going to be in Mercedes-Benz, our first home game, which I will be at. Yours truly will be at that game. The Falcons and the Panthers. See, the Panthers so much want us to hate them, but they're not. They're not our rival. They might be up 85, but they are not the rival. They have always had a good defense.
Yes.
I don't believe, and I'll be quite honest, that whether you go into Carolina or your own home, up there in Carolina is not an intimidating place to play. When they come here to Atlanta, they get smoked. Have you noticed that the last couple times? Julio Jones said his name, whatever. He had a 300-yard game. I remember the game in which we won late I remember the Michael Vick game he was almost on the ground and he dove into the end zone. Cam Newton, when he comes here to Atlanta, he gets flustered. He's a Georgia boy. Panthers don't particularly play well. Their defense, like Josh said in the video that we did with him, they have a defense. Panthers have a defense, and they're going to bring the heat. But I feel like the lack of wide receivers and the erratic play of Cam Newton is going to do them in. I believe the Falcons usually put pressure on Cam Newton, force him into some bad plays, and I see Atlanta winning the ball game. I'm not saying it's going to be easy or tough, but I could see 10-plus points. I think Atlanta to win, go 2-0, and make sure you shout out for that one for the Carolina Panthers. See, this is all randomly at the top of my head. Well, you talking. If I think, I'll let you know before that's over.
Okay.
But I like the Falcons. I like Atlanta to go 2-0.
All right, Sean?
At home against a division rival, I think the Falcons are going to take care of business here. I think the Falcons are a better team overall. I like their offense, their defense. Yeah, Panthers do have – it's all going to come down to Cam Newton always for Carolina Panthers.
Great playmaker.
He's a very good playmaker, but this is the thing. The Falcons have good linebackers. Deion Jones, man, that guy he's a beast. He's fast.
Sure.
He's going to be able to keep up with him. So I think they're going to be able to contain Cam Newton in that aspect and not allow him to get outside the pocket. I think Falcons offense should hopefully be good play calls and should take care of business.
I have this as a W for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
I have some question marks for the Carolina Panthers offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
The loss of Norwell could really hurt them. And that D-line you have there, David, in Atlanta, is pretty damn good. The secondary of the Carolina Panthers, I think, got a little bit better, but we'll still see. And especially early on here in the season, I mean, Matt Ryan, he's going to be on point with Julio Jones.
Yeah.
We'll see Calvin Ridley, how he's looking right out the gate. I think he's going to catch on really quickly in that system.
Yep.
So I have the Falcons absolutely win the game here at home against the Panthers.
That sounds good to me. The only Panther video makers I really know are from my previous experiences, so I cannot shout out any Panther video makers that I really do not know any that are doing it. Now, unless if you find if NFL Panther 07, if he still does Panther videos, he's a diehard Panther fan, and I would check him out. That's the only one that I know.
Okay.
All right, so we're all unanimous. We all have the Falcons winning this one.
Yes.
Let's move on to week number 3, where Atlanta stays at home in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, and they're playing against the New Orleans Saints. Woo!
Your team, sir. Your team.
David, how do you see this one playing out?
Oof.
Well, I'm going to be dead honest. When the Saints play the Falcons, and like I said, right now people are going to think I'm being a homer, but, I'm realistic with the schedule. People on the schedule are always talking about, well, the Falcons got to play this tough team. The Falcons are that tough team on everybody's schedule.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the Falcons and the Saints, oh, my God. I mean, it's a slobber knocker. It's you can't really predict whether it's on the road or at home.
Yeah.
But I do give the edge to the Falcons in this one because it is at home. We generally play pretty good against the Saints at home on prime time. But I know it's like a 1:00 game, but something tells me it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be a typical Saints-Falcons matchup. High scoring. The defenses might be good for the Saints and really good for Atlanta, but when you got Drew Brees, the competitors, Matt Ryan, and the offensive weapons, Kamara, and who was the other guy for the Saints running back? I keep forgetting.
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram, he's fast. And then the Falcons, obviously, Coleman, Freeman, and it is what it is, man. It's one of those slobber knockers. It'll be a close ball game, but I got the Falcons winning to go 3-0, and then I'll be letting you know about the bet, sir.
Sean?
Oh, I got the Falcons winning this. At home, I think they're going to go 3-0 in the season. I'm right there with you, David. But yeah, I think
just
it's
like
going to be
last time, man.
I know, man. We got it. Until week 11. But so no, I think that this is going to be a slugfest, man.
Yeah.
Both teams here are Super Bowl contenders.
Mm-hmm.
You have Drew Brees, you have Matt Ryan going head to head. This is going to be an awesome game. I'm surprised this is not a primetime game. I don't know what the NFL's thinking right now. This should be one of the Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. I don't know.
Mhm.
It should have been one of those. But either way, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough to predict this series.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
tough to
Oh, it is.
Both teams are solid. And now Mark Ingram's not going to be there for this game. He's still suspended for 4 games.
Yeah,
So that could be a big difference.
That
in
will be the key right there.
Yeah.
absolutely. And you know what? That's just one of the key factors why I have the Falcons winning this game. The Falcons will take the W here at home.
Okay.
Now, the New Orleans Saints, this defense really turned it around last year,
Yeah.
and I think they could be one of the best in the NFC. However, their rush defense is a little bit of a question mark for me, especially this early on in the season. I think they will improve that, but here in Week 3, with the Falcons of the duo of Coleman and Devontae Freeman, they are going to take care of business, and they are going to get this win against New Orleans here at home, David.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Against your team.
I appreciate that, man. I'm stunned. So I'll take it. As far as as far as Saints video makers, I want to give you another team. I know a lot of Saints video makers throughout the years, and this dude and I, we've had our issues back and forth, but he's very old school and loyal. He still does videos. Look up Saints Uptown. Viewers of Sports Fury, Saints Uptown. He knows his team like back of his own hand, and I recommend it. So.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, David, always showing some love out there to fellow YouTubers. You guys go check them out.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right, going into Week 4, staying at home for the 3rd week in a row, playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, David, do you guys make it for you 4 in a row here against Cincinnati?
Well, with the Falcons throughout the years, and like every team, there's always a trap game. And, you know, just when you think you're going to win it, you lose it. I remember with the Browns a couple years ago, and when they came here and beat us, and then the Colts came here and beat us a couple years ago, the game I was at where we blew a big lead and that whatever that interception at the end zone was. But I honestly believe, like I said, the Falcons are built to make a Super Bowl championship run, and Super Bowl championship teams win the games that they're supposed to win.
Yeah, for true.
The Cincinnati Bengals, they haven't been good for a long time. I think they downgraded quite a bit. I know they got A.J. Green still. Who's the Bengals quarterback? I know Palmer's not in.
Andy Dalton.
Red Dalton.
Andy Dalton. Yeah, the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
He's talented. He's got an arm. You know, but I just don't see how the Bengals can come in. I don't know how good their defense is. I know they play in the AFC North, and they play a lot of teams in the AFC. But if they were that good, they would be contending for playoffs every year. And I don't remember the last time. So I think that, you know, the Falcons, it may be a tough game to start. Like I said, you know, the hangover and taking the team for granted, the trap game. Sure. But I think it kind of pulls it out at the end and go 4-0.
Okay. I have the Atlanta Falcons taking the win here as well. They win so far throughout the season, all home games. Yeah. Now, I will say this. You brought up a great point. Trap game. This could be a trap game. Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals are not a team to be slept on right here. Yeah. I think Joe Mixon could have a breakout season right here and taking advantage of a little bit of that weakness on your defense, a little bit, which is that rush defense. So Joe Mixon, and he'd also be used in the receiving game as well. Yeah. So Dalton, can he get the job done here at on the road with A.J. Green, John Ross, Tyler Eifert if he's healthy? Mm-hmm. It's possible. It's possible. This could be a trap game after getting the win in Carolina against Carolina and against New Orleans. So this could be a loss, but I'm gonna go with the win here, Sean.
Yeah, I got the Falcons take care of business, but trap game is very possible here because I have the Falcons right now 3-0 going into this game. It could be they're riding that high horse. They're confident.
4-0.
Oh, well, I know if they win this game.
Yeah, 4-0.
That's what I'm saying. They're going into this game 3-0.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
They're going into this game.
He did say if they win, going in.
Yeah, going into this game.
Okay.
So going into this game, they're 3-0. They're high on their horse. It could be a trap game, but I can't do it. The Bengals, their defense, like they have
Falcons
offensive weapons.
Falcons are too good.
They're too good.
They're too good.
I think their defense can slow down Aiden Dalton enough.
Yes.
I don't see the Bengals being able to stop the Falcons offense at all. No matter who, because y'all have too many weapons. Julio, Calvin Ridley. Don't forget Mohamed Sanu there. Right. Devon,
going against his former team, by the way, the first time he's played his team. And now, I don't know if this sounds weird, but isn't it strange sometimes? As a fan of a really good team, you feel more confident against other good teams than you do against bad teams. Because I feel really good with the Eagles, Panthers, Saints, but with the Bengals, something tells me that could, it's one of those where you're going to have to actually be like, Atlanta should win, but.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because we saw that from your Falcons a bit last year.
Yeah.
Where you guys went into some games sleeping on some teams, like the Miami Dolphins game.
Oh, let's not forget about your Bears week 1. They almost lost to your Bears week 1.
Right.
Oh, and there was another one, Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. I mean, I know Kansas City Chiefs are good, but, that was a game we had.
Sure.
And the San Diego Chargers, I think that was a game last year, too.
Yeah.
So, Cincinnati, don't go into this game sleeping. They do got some talent over there.
Yeah.
So, but we're all unanimous. We all have a win here.
Cincinnati, right. And there's one video makers I know for sure. I think his channel is The Undertaker 97. His name was Dashi. The Undertaker 97. Check out his channel. And obviously, your friend, what's his name? Jazzy
TV. Shout out to our boy Jazzy TV. And shout out to our boy B Money, now B Spooky.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, buddy. All right,
but seriously, check out the Undertaker 97 because he's a kid, but he's very passionate about his team and he deserves more attention.
All right, shout out to you, man. Undertaker 97. Now, moving on to week 5.
It's the big one.
We got Falcons back on the road going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Heinz Field.
Yes.
I'm gonna start off this one. I have this as a loss going into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is one of the best teams in the NFL, offensively, defensively, and with Le'Veon Bell, just too many weapons. Antonio Brown, one of the best wide receivers of this era. Juju Smith-Schuster,
going to the second year.
Breakout last year. I think Big Ben is a lot more motivated going into this year with
Mason Rudolph.
Yes, exactly. So I have Pittsburgh winning this game. But what do you think, David?
Well, let me go last on this
one. Okay. Sean, you go.
This is where actually I have the Falcons finally losing their first game.
Taking a loss here, right?
I haven't taken a loss because
it's a tough place to play.
It is very tough. It's very tough. And I'm also looking at it like this. You mentioned Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
Right? Now, Le'Veon Bell, we all know, is sitting out the whole preseason, and he's not coming back until a week until the season starts. Last year when he did this...
He'll be fine.
No. Last year when he did this, he started a little slow. They kept his workload too low. Remember the first 4 weeks? We're like, why aren't you feeding Le'Veon? It took him about 4 weeks to really let him go. This is week 5. They're going to let him go. Le'Veon Bell is still arguably one of the best.
They're going to need him for against Atlanta.
Exactly. So this is what Pittsburgh has too many weapons. Antonio Brown, best receiver in the game. No offense to Julio Jones, but best productions, Antonio Brown. And their defense, people can't sleep on their defense too much because they were still a top 10 defense last year. Mm-hmm. But I think Steelers take care of it. But
this will be an interesting game because I want to see, this secondary that the Falcons have, how they go up against all these weapons.
Oh, yeah.
So Desmond Trufant, Keanu Neal, Ricardo Allen going up against these weapons like Antonio Brown and Jesse James, a tight end, and Juju Smith-Schuster. It's going to be a really interesting battle.
It's going to be a close one, though.
But I got Pittsburgh winning. And so does Sean.
Well, for me, before I get to prediction, let me go ahead and say the Falcons usually have pretty good, recent history against pretty good receivers. Because, we're facing, top receivers in our division every year. And in our NFC South, with top receivers, you have top quarterbacks. So we face the best quarterbacks you could possibly face. Brady, we did very well against him in the Super Bowl. We faced Aaron Rodgers numerous times. We faced Drew Brees. Cam Newton, even Winston when he's playing well. We play a lot of gunslingers. And I like to, think of Ben Roethlisberger as a gritty gunslinger where his only knack is that he has been able to beat out Tom Brady. I think if Tom Brady was not in the league, Ben Roethlisberger, Big Ben would probably be the best quarterback in football.
Yeah.
I like the way he plays. and their running game fell. Obviously, they got an intimidating defense, especially at home. I mean, it wasn't too hard to think about this one. I mean, I know Atlanta can win.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I think where I'm leaning with this one. I'm not going to be a homer. I'll be thoroughly excited if we win, but if I was a betting man, I would say this would be the Falcons' first loss. Okay. And I'm going with. I think I'm not going to say I'm going with Pittsburgh, because I'm going with Atlanta. But I
of course not. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's going to have to play. The only way I think Atlanta wins this game, because Atlanta can get by with it somewhat in divisional games and home games because of their offense and their defense. I think Atlanta's going to have to be definitely a plus in the turnover margin here, which is what Dan is preaching this season. They have to create turnovers.
Yeah,
to win this game. But Pittsburgh is probably going to win this game.
All right, so we're all unanimous on Pittsburgh getting a win here on the road. All right, so let's move on to week number 6. Falcons back at home in Atlanta playing against division rival, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tampa, they got a good D line. They drafted Vita. They have Vita Vea over there.
Yes, they do.
Yep. So they picked up JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul from the New York Giants. They have good offensive weapons. By this game, Jameis Winston will be back for sure.
True.
So, but they're very questionable at secondary. They could be one of the worst secondaries in the league.
So disappointing they didn't address that.
So here I have Atlanta winning. David, what do you think?
Well, I did forget this. Pittsburgh Steelers sub-channel MacMain 70. MacMain 70. Old school, very diehard. He's a preacher, and he knows his team, and he's very passionate. MacMain 70 Steelers. As far as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm not even gonna mention any players on this team. Atlanta's gonna blow them out. Atlanta has had a history at home lately, beating Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay's been some of the worst blowouts from us. I'm not sold on Winston. Their defense is decent. Atlanta's gonna win this game 5-1.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement here. Tampa Bay has some weapons. Yeah, Mike Evans. I remember we went to that Tampa Bay game in Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Mike Evans and Julio going back and forth. It was one of the greatest games with that a couple years ago. But I just don't.
That was that primetime game, right? Was that the Thursday night game?
Thursday night game. Yeah, we had 2 of the best catches of the season by Mike Evans and Julio that night, and it was phenomenal. But that's what they're going to need to do.
Look, if Jameis Winston could get himself together. Because the old saying is your quarterback is your leader, the engine of your train.
Yeah.
First of all, before they can become contenders for anything, they got to get him going. And he's highly capable, but I just don't see him doing it. I just can't see it happening in Atlanta. I can't.
That's always been his notch. He's always turns over the ball.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I want to say this real quick. Sorry. Tampa Bay is coming off a bye week here. So they could have a couple weeks to prepare, but it still doesn't matter.
Yeah, stop. Just stop.
Usually teams are more dangerous coming off of bye weeks.
Yeah, drink a beer, eat a Pop-Tart or something. If I'm a betting man. But as far as Tampa Bay video makers, check out. I'm gonna let him know it's either Cam Dawson, aka Young Buck Georgia Buckin. I will get him to comment under this video when it pops out or one of your channels. He's a good kid. He's a Georgia fan just like myself, and he's a huge Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. I don't know any others that are strictly football, basically. So hopefully he'll see this and you get a hold of him.
Perfect.
All right, so Tampa Bay Bucks, I see this as a loss for you guys and a win for the Falcons.
Yep.
Moving on to week number 7, Falcons staying here at home. A lot of home games here to start off. Against the New York Giants, a team that is turning their franchise around. Brand new coaching staff. They drafted Saquon Barkley. They drafted Will Hernandez. They're revamping that offensive line. Yeah. David, are you worried about the Giants coming into Atlanta?
Well, any team that's got Phil Simms, I'm sorry, he's no longer on the team anymore. Any team that's got Eli Manning on the team, I did that on purpose. Eli Manning, he's a veteran. Yeah. He's capable of putting some games together, but I think his time is running out. He's had some pretty bad games against the Falcons. The last time the Giants came here, we blasted them 34-0 again. But like I said, that's in the past. That has nothing to do with this game.
Yeah,
it's going to be a primetime ball game. There are certain games on the schedule besides my divisional games that I'm really geeked up for, and this would be one of them for many reasons. For my years in the TTC, with a lot of New York Giants football fans, YouTube has a lot of really good New York Giants video makers that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
After the prediction, I'm taking the Falcons in this one. Obviously, I'm not saying the Giants can't win. I think it would be I'm telling you, in all these games are based. If Atlanta plays the way they are capable of, if we play like we did last year, back and forth, up and down games, because sometimes we had good games and sometimes not so good. If we play like we're capable, we're going to win this game, and we're going to win a lot of football games. And towards the end, and my goal at the end is to win that Lombardi. But playing the New York Giants right now, the Giants, not exactly a good football team. They're not as intimidating as they once were. I think their defense is kind of in the middle of the pack, maybe towards the bottom. But as long as they get Eli Manning, it's capable. But I don't see how the Giants come in here and win with what we got.
Okay, Sean, Monday Night Football. Who you got?
This is going to be I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think it could be a blowout by Atlanta. It could easily. But the Giants do have some weapons on offense that can keep up with the Falcons. That's Saquon Barkley. They have Odell Beckham, Evan Ingram.
How much do you trust Eli Manning?
That's always a big concern. But now that he's got a running game, I think to balance it out.
Yeah, but Barkley is not proven, sir.
No, Barkley's not proven, but this guy's got all the talent in the world. And this guy, he could easily be one of the best backs in the league. So by this time, he should be getting his rhythm. He should get his feet wet. And I think the Giants can make this a close game. But I still think the Falcons pull it out. It's at home, Monday Night Football. But I think it's going to be maybe a touchdown field goal game. It's going to be a close one.
I have the Atlanta Falcons pulling off this win in Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. Sean and I will be streaming this game live, providing live play-by-play and interactions. So I have this as a win for the Atlanta Falcons. So far, they're just undefeated at home.
Yeah, they're taking care of business.
Yes. I mean, the Mercedes-Benz, is a big home field advantage for the Atlanta United.
Yep.
Soccer MLS team, and it's got to be for Atlanta, because when Atlanta went to the Super Bowl, they had a good home record. In '98, they had a good home record. 2012 and 10, so they get into the fan support. I do want to shout out for the New York Giants. There's some longtime video makers on YouTube that I had the honor of trashing with and going back and forth with. First of all, Cop Hizzle. Make sure you guys check out. I know you guys know him well, and most people, if you know anything about football on YouTube, have followed Cop Hizzle.
Yes.
Woo, baby dog. How you doing, baby dog? But check out his channel. And Bad Dog 7676 or Mr. Bad Dog 7676, I believe he's going to be with y'all.
He'll be on for the Giants.
He'll be on for the Giants. We'll be talking about this one.
He's a really loyal video maker and a really sports knowledgeable video maker. So check out those two channels, people. And and by the way, personal on that one right there is that Bad Dog says, so you talk to him and you predict this game with him, just remind him that I said that I remember that he said the Giants were going to come in here and win.
Okay.
Those are
mention it to him.
All right. That does it for that.
But I had to. I spilled the beans. I'm sorry. But he thinks the Giants are going to come in here and win. So.
Okay, we'll see.
We're going to see.
I can't wait to get his thoughts on it.
Yep.
All right, so we're heading here into the bye week number 8, which is good. A lot of teams
halfway through the season.
Like a halfway through the season bye week. Bye week 8, that's good for the Atlanta Falcons here, who are undefeated at home.
Yep.
They have a loss for me to the Saints, and not to the Saints, but the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
So, and the Eagles.
Yeah.
So looking pretty good here heading into the bye week. And, all right, we're ready for the rest of the year. All right, so coming out of the bye week.
Yeah.
Here we are for the second half of the season for the Falcons.
You got them 5-2?
I got them. I only have 2 losses.
I got them 6-1.
Yeah.
And I know he's got them 6-1.
Yeah. So, 4-2. All right, guys. Cheers for the second half of the season. Let's see how this plays out.
Yes.
David?
Cheers.
All right, going into week 9, they're on the road.
Dude, man, if you're gonna cheer, you gotta drink, man. Let's try that again.
Oh,
There you
no,
go.
that was a good point. You can't cheers and not drink. Come on, Josh. You know the rules.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's nice and cold.
Nice and cold beer.
But here we are, Week 9 on the road against the Washington Redskins. And let me say this, Falcons fans, David, do not take the Redskins this year lightly at all. This is a very tough, very physical team in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. This is a very tough team. Alex Smith, he's not going to make the kind of mistakes that you would see out of Kirk Cousins from time to time. They have a good running back in Darius Geis. David, here on the road, do you think the Falcons can pull this off?
Falcons win 7-1. Moving on.
Woo!
Oh,
Sean?
You didn't have anything to say about it.
Sean, they're your division rival.
Wow, they
as
are
a Cowboys
my
fan.
division rival.
Well, who you got winning there?
Oh, I got Falcons.
You got Falcons?
I got Falcons. It's too good of a team.
I got the Falcons win here as a win too, but this could be.
It could be a trap game.
No, it's coming out of the bye week.
All true.
But I'm just saying, do not sleep on the Redskins. But Week 10, on the road still against the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Sean, can the Cleveland Browns pull off an upset here?
Yes, they could.
What?
I'm gonna get mad about this one. First off, I love what the Browns have done so far in this offseason. It's a completely different team. This team is going to be a team that can be in the game.
Hold it. Please, I don't normally like breaking down.
Okay,
but
go ahead.
As quick as you can, how is Cleveland going to beat us?
What do I think their record's going to be?
No, I want you to tell me, how is Cleveland going to beat Atlanta?
Beat Atlanta?
In a week?
Well,
yes.
I look at it like this. They have weapons on offense. They could have one of the best receiving corps in the game. Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry, Corey Coleman.
No, here's something they can exploit a little bit. The rush defense, the Falcons.
That's true too.
With Chubb.
Like Chubb.
With Carlos Hyde, with Duke Johnson Jr. They have an onslaught of weapons.
They really do. And people think that Cleveland they can't do anything. They don't have a defense. They actually do have a defense. They had one of the best run defenses last year. Now, finally adding some corners. They drafted Denzel Ward, Demarius Randall. They traded from the Packers. They got a competent, now not a great secondary, but a competent secondary. And Tyrod Taylor is not going to turn over the ball. Last year, Deshaun Kaiser was number 1 in turnovers last year. That's not going to happen. They almost beat so many teams. They were in a lot of games. Yeah, they didn't win a game, but they could have won like at least 5 games last year. So I think they could pull off an upset right here. I have the Falcons only lost 1 game so far this year. This is one of those games they come in and Browns take care of business. It's on the road. Browns can take.
The only way I see the Browns pulling this off, yes, you made a lot of good points, but the only way I see the Browns can pull this off is if the Redskins really beat up on the Falcons in Week 9, which they can do. They're going to be one of the more physical teams. Mm-hmm. But no, Falcons, I think, still win this out. I mean, yes, they got Denzel Ward back there now, but there's still too much to exploit back there in the secondary that Matt Ryan is going to pick apart with Julio and Calvin Ridley, Austin Hooper, and the onslaught of weapons you got, Mohamed Sanu. This is going to be a win for the Falcons.
Okay. And I'm guessing you haven't had a chance to really talk. I'm guessing you're picking the Falcons, right? Are you picking the Browns?
No, he's picking the Falcons.
Well,
he's picking the Falcons.
well, first thing is, I think I messed up your win-loss, so make sure you clarify both of y'all's win-loss total when we're done.
Okay.
This is one of those other track games, okay? Yeah. You know, it's kind of like, because I remember when the Jets came here a couple years ago with, what's his name? And they beat us. And I don't remember what the hell his name was.
From the Jets?
Yeah, I forgot what the quarterback guys was.
Mark Sanchez?
No, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
A couple years ago, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Let's say.
No, it was not him.
No, I'm not sure who it was then. I thought Ryan Fitzpatrick was 2 years ago.
They've had a bunch of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They got a carousel.
Yeah.
This is a trap game. This is one of those ones that I told you about with the Bengals. And it's funny, it's Ohio team. The Browns have a good defense. I give you that. And I know Nick Chubb really well being here in Georgia. Yeah. I know what he's capable of. But like I've told you before, quarterback is your leader. Mm-hmm. Tyrod Taylor, he's not a proven quarterback. He's one of those running quarterbacks, if I remember him correctly. I don't see how the Falcons lose this ball game, man. I mean, the only way Atlanta loses is if this is one of those trap games.
Yeah.
Like Cleveland did a couple years ago when they came here and they beat us on that Phil Dawson or whatever field goal it was. With the talent that we have, I don't see how Atlanta loses this game. But it is a trap game. It's one that Atlanta's got to pay attention to and it's got to be ready for. Because as they say, any given Sunday.
Yes. And I'm not saying the Falcons aren't a better team. The Falcons are definitely a better team than the Browns. I'm not saying that they aren't.
You're saying they come in here taking the Browns lightly.
I think so. That's where I think it could be like a trap game. Just one of those games that they don't expect this team to be able to compete with them, and they do. So when you go into it, it's hard to turn it on in the middle of a game. So if you don't come in there fired up right away, it's hard to turn it on.
Okay. So Sean has the Browns, and me and David have the Falcons.
Went with the upset there, guys. I'm going to get a lot of shit for that. I know that.
All right. So now we're finally here. Week 11. We have the Falcons at home.
I do not know any Cleveland Browns fans, but if Rick Dog is still doing videos, Rick, DAWG, check out my old school Browns, buddy.
Okay. Now here in Week 11, Sean, your Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, them boys are here on the road against the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes.
David, who wins this game?
Yeah, we'll start with David.
Your guys or them boys?
Start with him.
Okay, well, just like the New York Giants, I have a lot of history on YouTube with Dallas. And I have a lot of history with Dallas video makers. And I know that, Dallas brings tradition to Atlanta. Anytime, I don't care how bad Dallas is. I don't care how much of a that they are, because in the playoff game, which I thought Atlanta should have played Dallas, the NFC Championship game 2 years ago. But anytime the star comes to your city, you get geeked up. You want to win the game. Dallas is going to bring it, especially. But I like the Falcons defense over Dallas. I like the Falcons quarterback over Dallas. I like the Falcons receiving core and running back over Dallas. I do not see how Dallas wins this ball game.
All right.
And unless there's a big pothole or a hole that opens up in the bottom of the Mercedes-Benz and the Falcons players get swallowed in it. I really don't. And so what I want to do before we go to your predictions is, to you, my trusty friend Sean, Atlanta wins this ball game. I want you to come on and do the brotherhood, sisterhood, and I want you to really mean it. I want you to focus that 2.5-minute clip, and I want you to mimic it as best as you can, where you got to go on and say, brotherhood. But whatever it is, you got to focus. And then be a Falcons fan on a game of my choosing, okay? Dallas wins.
Okay.
And Dallas wins, I'll do whatever. I don't know, whatever Dallas does. And I will be a Dallas fan for 1 week of your choosing.
Same kind of bet that you had with Josh. Okay.
Right. But Atlanta wins this game, and I'm being honest, Atlanta wins easy.
Easy.
Right. So I'm going to kick it off to you, Sean. He said a better running game than Dallas.
That's not true. Dallas, even with Zeke being out those 6 games, we're number 2 in the league in rushing. Number 2. That's with Tyron Smith being out. A questionable right tackle. Go ahead.
One player.
Hey, that's fine. But we're getting Tyron Smith back. Y'all beat us last year. We didn't have Tyron Smith. We had, Byron Bell, who gave up those 6 sacks to Claiborne. That's why he's not on our team anymore, by the way. Fuck Bell.
Actually, we beat you 3 straight times.
Well, I'm talking about last year, okay? I'm talking about last year, okay? I don't talk about those other times. No, but Dallas is coming in. We're going to have Tyron Smith back. We drafted Connor Williams. Our offensive line is going to be the best in the league.
I like Bo Scarborough.
Bo Scarborough is going to be a good backup for Zeke.
Yes.
That's going to be a change of pace back. He was at Alabama. Very underrated. I cannot believe we got him in the 7th round, but that's a different story. But Dallas is coming here. We're going to have a good defense. And I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the wire. Of course, on the road, Atlanta's got the advantage. But I got the Atlanta Falcons winning.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a field goal game.
Josh was looking at you, man. He's like, who are you?
It's going to come down to a field goal game. We still have a young secondary. I don't know how we're going to stop number 11 guy back there. It's going to be tough.
Now,
oh man, this hurts. But I gotta go with. I gotta put my fan side aside.
Cowboys are not
Falcons.
going into Atlanta and getting a win here.
It's gonna be close though.
Listen,
Mark my
Zeke,
words.
I love Zeke. Dak Prescott,
Mm.
okay, he's okay quarterback. You know, nothing elite or anything. He never will be accused of that. Yes, but like you said, a younger secondary.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt Ryan's gonna fucking ice it up, and he's gonna just tear that apart.
Well, this is the thing.
Let me go and say that. Let me go and say this: the Dallas Cowboys could compete and maybe pull it out if Prescott and Zeke are on point. Because I mean, like I said, you got a big bruising running back. You know, all trash talk aside, you got a big bruising running back who could plow through your defense. But even though we lost Don Terry Poe, we got some big losses on our defensive line, and we got linebackers who can come up and hit you. So it's not like Atlanta hasn't played really big running backs in the past and haven't been able to knock them backwards.
Yeah,
I think Dallas is going to have to play a really turnover-free game. And like the other game I said about Pittsburgh, Dallas wins this game only if they're on the plus in the turnovers.
and I will say this: I pick Atlanta to win this game. It's hard. But Dallas could win in the simple fact of this. If this works out in this aspect, I know Matt Ryan could torch our secondary. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that helps out our secondary and has helped out our defense the last couple of years is our running game, keeping our defense off the field, keeping them fresh. Right. We have a great pass rush. DeMarcus Lawrence, last year we saw that. David Irving, as long as he's healthy, is a great interior pass rusher. He only played like 2-3 games, and he got a sack or 2 sacks one game. I think he had like 3 or 4 sacks last year in only 3 games. Mm-hmm. This guy's a playmaker. So, Taco Charlton, hopefully he can develop. We got some pass rush, and our linebackers are good. As long as everybody stays healthy, we got a pretty good defense. But as long as we keep them fresh with our running game, controlling the clock, that's how Dallas wins. We control the clock, and we keep the other offense off the field. But at the same time, it's still Julio. It's still Matt Ryan. That's why I still got to pick Atlanta. But Dallas is going to be.
And that's a lot of ifs, man. That's a lot of ifs.
Right.
It's going to be in the game.
Exactly. That's what I would label the Cowboys season. By the way, iffy. But I have the Falcons winning here. We all do. But Sean's saying, don't sleep on us.
No, it's going to be a field goal 4-point game. That's what I'm predicting.
And if Atlanta does win, I want you to rep the Falcons against the Saints. The very next week. Reason being, as knowledgeable as you guys are, that would be great because the Saints fan base would interact with you because they do have some good fans. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. And then I want you to do, even though I hate the Rise Up, I want you to do the Rise Up song, or was it the Brotherhood or whatever. And and you think of something for me, and I'll do it for you.
Okay. I'll think of something. All
right, so they got a bet going on. All right, so heading into Week 12 Thursday Night Football, the New Orleans Saints are hosting the Falcons. Now, I have this as an absolute loss for the Falcons. They're going to split the series. Falcons, they have Mark Ingram this time around, and they're going to take care of business, and they get the win here at home. Sean, do you agree?
Yes, I do. Splitting the series, gold team, Super Bowl contenders, great teams. I got y'all winning at home, Atlanta. But I got y'all losing on the road against New Orleans. So, simple as that.
All right, David?
You're drunk. Anyway, I think we all probably are drinking for the beer beers.
Yeah.
The Saints definitely, like I told you before, when it comes to Saints and Falcons, it doesn't matter where you play. Fans travel well. You cannot. There's no Falcons or Saints fans that can honestly predict the game. I'm gonna give the Saints a split at home. It wouldn't surprise me to see Atlanta win.
Okay. All right, so we got the Saints all winning here on Thursday night. Moving on to week number 13. The Falcons are back at home hosting the Baltimore Ravens, a team that's very well balanced.
Yep.
Now, David, do you think the Falcons can take care of business here at home against the Ravens? Pretty good team.
The only thing that worries me is defense. You know, defense stops great offense, and Ravens always have it. Despite maybe they might not be like they were with Ray Lewis and a couple other guys that they had, they still got a defense. Yeah. But like I told y'all before, if Atlanta's going to contend for a Super Bowl championship, you got to put yourself in seeding situations.
Yeah.
You got to beat trap games. You got to beat teams you're supposed to beat. this has to be one of those. Atlanta wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sean?
I got the Falcons winning at home. I just think Baltimore can't keep up with them offensively. Yeah, they added some weapons and Hayden Hurst and Mark Andrews, tight ends. Finally, Michael Crabtree, John Brown. But Joe Flacco's never been an all-out gunslinger, only in the playoffs apparently. So I got to go to Atlanta here.
We won a Super Bowl.
We all got the Falcons winning here against Baltimore.
So I don't know the Ravens.
Okay. Now moving on to week number 14.
Yes.
The Falcons are on the road in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Cheesehead Packers. If you didn't already know, I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah.
So
that means Packers is his second favorite team.
Shit. David, who do you see winning this game right here?
Well, this is always intriguing because I got the utmost respect for Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad. I don't want injury on anybody, especially star players. He's classy. He's probably, aside of Drew Brees, probably one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in football. He's strong. He's pretty quick for a guy who can throw. He can throw it. He can throw it to the next universe. They don't have the same defense that they're. I think their defense really taken a drop the last couple of years. I don't even know who they have anymore. I know we torched them 3 straight times. It's been in Atlanta. But this is a game that Green Bay can definitely win. I mean, trust me, don't get me wrong. You know, you're going in there, but this is one of those statement games. Falcons go in there and win. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It wouldn't shock me to see the Packers win, but this is one of those games that I think Atlanta's going to make a statement.
Sean?
This was tough. I went back and forth on this. I had Green Bay, then I had Atlanta. I had Green Bay, I had Atlanta. It's on the road. It's in Green Bay. And in Lambeau, right? Which late in the season where it's going to be fucking cold. Oh my God. The frozen tundra, right? But to win on the road, win in the cold, you got to have a good running game. Atlanta's got a good running game. Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, right? They got to have a good defense. They got a good defense over there in Atlanta.
Right.
I see them pulling off the upset, and y'all had their numbers the last 3 years. And now, could I see Green Bay pulling this out? Yes. They do have an upgraded secondary in Jair Alexander, Josh Jackson. Let's not forget about, I think they drafted King last year. But those are still all young guys. Julio Jones, a veteran. I just think Atlanta's going to go in there and have their number again another year.
I can't believe this shit. I got to be the one. Me. The Bears fan.
What?
I got to be the one that
Wait. Are you about to do what I think you're about to do?
The Falcons are going to get a loss.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
You don't have to do that, Josh.
Falcons could they could win here. They could win.
Yeah.
So you guys made some good points.
Yeah.
But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have an MVP caliber type season.
Yes, I think
he's coming back this year, pissed the fuck off, and he's just going to go on a tear. I think Packers win this game. I hope, and I will be rooting for you guys in this game, but I think Packers win. Absolutely.
It's going to be a good test.
Yes, it is going to be a good test, but it's a statement game. And we own the Packers lately. Frank Nitti and Nick Fargo. They are still doing videos on YouTube. Sub them up. Frank Nitti and Nick Fargo.
Awesome.
And shout out to Tom Grossi.
Yes.
Green Bay Packers.
Hilarious guy. Josh's favorite guy.
Tom DeGrassi.
Now, moving on to week number 15, Falcons are back at home going up against the Arizona Cardinals, a team that should not be taken lightly.
Not so you on this team, guys.
David Johnson coming back. They got a solid offensive line.
Yeah.
They have a good defense.
Larry
Fitzgerald still.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk. This is a team that's pretty good with a good coach in Steve Wilkes. Yeah. Don't treat them lightly. I'm not, but still, I have the Falcons winning because they're just a bit too much.
Yeah.
David?
Cardinals, I don't know who they have on quarterback anymore right now. They don't. Like I told you, the quarterback is the leader of your team. The Cardinals always, they'll however play Atlanta tough. Their defense always comes, like I told y'all earlier, off camera. They're like, whenever Michael Vick or Atlanta or Matt Ryan were here, that was some of our worst games. Actually, our worst games, Arizona and Tampa. because they play the same kind of defense. They got these guys that just ball hockey. But Atlanta's going to win because they're just clearly better unless there's some serious letdown.
Yeah, you're right. They do have ball hawk and Patrick Peterson, man. He's one of the best in the game. No doubt about that.
Yeah, but number 11, the wide receiver, I'm going to say it, Julio Jones. Got to say it because this is on your channel technically, not mine. He's had some pretty big games against Mr. Peterson.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fun matchup. See Patrick and Julio go at it. But yeah, by this time, Sam Bradford's going to be hurt. That's their quarterback right now. Josh Rosen's going to come in. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with them. What's that?
Sam Bradford and Josh Rosen.
Yeah. Josh Rosen's a rookie coming out of UCLA. And it's going to be interesting.
All right, so we all have the Falcons winning this game.
Yeah, so don't sleep on the Cardinals. Don't sleep on them. Okay.
All right, so let's move on to week number 16.
Yes.
Falcons on the road against the Carolina Panthers. And I'm going to say that this is going to be a split series between the two teams in the season. And the Carolina Panthers are going to take this road win right here. Sean, do you agree?
Panthers going to take the road win? Panthers at home.
At home. Fucking my bad.
I was about to say. I was like, wait, am I looking wrong?
No, yeah, they're at home. They're taking it home. Right?
No, I'm right there with you. Panthers split the series. Panthers got a good team. They do. They obviously they made the playoffs last year. So
yeah, they're splitting.
I think they're going to split. Atlanta obviously won early in the year at home. I think Panthers going to lose this, win this one at their home. So that's what I'm.
I think Josh is saying this with some serious conviction. Yeah, they'll split. It's an NFC South game. Anytime we play the NFC South, as long as it's not Tampa Bay, we play the NFC South. It's always tough. Falcons actually have had a lot of success in Carolina throughout the years.
Yeah.
They've been tougher than games in Atlanta, but they've had some success. This is not the same Panthers team that beat us 36-0 a couple of years ago. I know Carolina's going to be up for it. Cam Newton's going to be up for it, but I'm changing the pick I had earlier. I'm taking Atlanta to win this ball game.
Okay.
And I forgot to say, for the Arizona Cardinals, Big Bull Daddy, BBD, longtime Videomaker, Big Balls fan. Check them out.
Okay.
But yeah, I got the Panthers losing this ball game. I think Atlanta's just too much right now.
Wow, sweeping the Panthers.
Sweeping them. Just bust out the broom.
Sean?
Huh? No, I already said.
You already said that?
I got Carolina winning.
You got Carolina winning? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Carolina, and David has the Falcons sweeping the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Now, going into week number 17, to end the season, the Falcons are on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, some people might think that Tampa Bay might take advantage of Atlanta, like you, or you might have the Falcons already clinching a playoff spot.
I actually do. In my predictions, I have the Falcons already clinched a wild card spot here.
So you thinking that they're not they're still rushing some paper. Some people.
Some people. Yeah, I do actually. I think they'll play probably the first half. But
we're a bunch of buzz guys.
Yeah, we've had a lot of beers, you know. But no,
I don't think so. I don't think they're resting anybody. The Atlanta Falcons here, they can't afford to take it easy because the NFC is stacked, guys. Rams, Eagles, Vikings, Panthers, the Saints within their own division. Yeah. And you can't discount the Carolina Panthers at all. Okay. So no, they're not gonna have the opportunity here, I don't think, in week 17 to take it any easy. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna come in this game to get the win, and that's exactly what they're gonna get. They're gonna sweep the Bucks.
Okay. I'm going with the Bucks on this one, guys.
David?
A lot of analyzing for this game is Tampa Bay. Enough said. Atlanta wins.
Okay. So David,
I'll be the odd one out.
David,
hard to be sold on Tampa Bay. They just don't have any. They have the potential, but potential and actually doing something are two different.
Yes, they have a good D line. They have some wide receivers. They have a couple good tight ends over there. Jameis Winston. We'll see. I don't like the coach. I don't like the secondary.
I hate Dirk Cutter.
So
Dirk Cutter was here in Atlanta, and so is Mike Smith.
Mike Smith, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dirk Cutter's not doing too good as a head coach.
But nobody's done good in Tampa Bay in a long time.
Yeah,
True.
That's true.
But that does it for our win-loss season predictions for the Atlanta Falcons from weeks 1 through 17.
What you got? What record you got them?
I have them 11-5, 8-4 in the conference, 4-2 in the division.
Okay.
I have them as a win range between 10-6 to 12-4 for the Falcons,
Okay.
and they will be making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sean?
I got them 11-5. So I mean, you got the same record. You get a little bit different on the games, but I have them probably about 10-6 to possibly even 13-3. There's a couple games in there I have them lose that I could see them easily winning. So yeah, I got them 9-3 in the conference. I think this is a playoff team in the wild card.
Sean, David?
I got 14-2. A couple games to go either way, 12-4. But I think the Falcons go undefeated at home, which is definitely going to be key because you got to win your home games. But 12-14 wins.
Okay.
And like I said, I told you the schedule has a lot of statement games for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Ironically, all are on the road. Philly, Steelers, Packers, Saints. Those are some serious statement games. Then you got a couple games on there that would be, I'm not saying demoralizing if you lose, but at the Browns, at the Redskins, you can't lose games like that.
Yeah.
Bengals, but I'm excited for these statement games that we don't play much of. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for Atlanta to take that step and win that Super Bowl championship.
It's going to be a good season for Atlanta.
Season. Yeah,
and
lots to look forward to.
And best
I don't
of
want
luck.
a good season, sir. I don't want a good season. I want a
Super Bowl season. Hey, you know what? I know you guys get a lot of 28-3 jokes, but if you guys can go to the Super Bowl and win in your own hometown,
95.
that would be one of the greatest things ever. You guys
no teams ever won it in their home stadium.
Make a run all the way to the Super Bowl in your own hometown. That would be absolutely amazing.
Like I told you, the games at home and you don't know how long we're going to keep these players because contracts are coming up. Yeah. We don't have the money to be able to support everybody that we got on our team. We got to take advantage of it. Because
it's true.
Who knows, in 2 years, we may not have some of these guys, and then where are we going to be?
Right.
It's very true.
So, everyone watching, Falcons fans especially, that's our predictions for the 2018 season.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. What will your record be? Who will you guys defeat? Lose to, whatever. Let us know all that. Yeah. And if you're not yet subscribed to
what are you doing?
David in Atlanta, go subscribe to him.
Do it now.
The link will be in the description box down below, as well as his Twitter account.
No lunch, no sex, nothing. No beer. You need to sub the channel up. People who are watching my channel, do these guys sub up Sports Fury. There's some good cats. Sub up Philly 500. Sub up Jazz TV, Bitter Birds. These guys, Fury, Sean, are legit. They will make it happen.
Absolutely, thank you, man. And I'll definitely be following along the Falcons along with you and everybody watching,
especially with our bets,
especially the Falcons fans. Go follow along the season with David in Atlanta, and we'll see how it all plays out. Everybody, we'll see how it all plays out.
Can't wait.
All right, David. Thank you so much for being on the show. Best of luck to your Falcons this year, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
No problem.
All right. See y'all in 2018 season. It's almost here.
Peace.